Sports Rage Sunday Night Wrap has begun as we pick up the pieces following an epic Saturday night marathon last night. These things are really turning into marathons. Last night, 8 hours of insanity. 8 hours of insanity. The main event was Joey Odessa joining us in the late night hours last night, and Joey was on fucking fire, probably on from about 1:30 till 2:30 type thing. I don't even remember. It was late, but Joey was on fire, so we didn't want to cut him off. Now we decided to open up the show. We decided to open up the show to the public this evening, give people a little bit of a taste of the new look, the new production. We're starting to get on a little bit of a roll right now, just as Bruce Chad is. Bruce Chad was the first one in the chat tonight. We'll close the doors once again on Tuesday. But I was in a good mood, even though I shouldn't be in a good mood because I'm fucking getting my ass handed to me and it's fucking pathetic. Spent all weekend building it up, but I just gave it all back. Took the Yankees in the under and the Preds in the under. Well, the unders are dead. The Yankees are dead. So basically, I'm looking at a 1-3 at best right now. I'm looking at 1-3 at best right now. Now, for the most part, I see we have our regular patrons that are in the house, and as you see, we have a very quick finger this evening. It's open to the public, but it's not open to the trolls. Not open to the trolls. And unlike Ustream, I'm running with an operation here that, boom, I'm like, all right, this fucker, like, you're gone. So whatever, shithead. You can watch the show for free at home like the sad, pathetic motherfucker you are, but you're not allowed in our chat. I really don't care if fuck the trolls are watching. There's no skin off my ass. But we don't want them disturbing the customers. Or disturbing me. Even more importantly, disturbing me. So as far as hangoverdom, we're okay, actually, all things considering, to be honest with you. We're almost getting used to it. I did the Gatorade thing again last night. I tried to rein it in. I don't feel great right now. I'd be lying to you if I told you I was at 100%, but I've actually been pretty good. And, I had a good Sunday, man. We hit the fucking Warriors over. We hit the second half Warriors. We hit the second half over. UFC last night, we killed it. It's been a nice little run. And like I said, you got 2 games on the board here. And I didn't even go crazy on these games, but I just sort of increased the betting units a little bit because I've been rolling. I'm like, all right, time to raise it up a notch. I raise it up a notch and like, holy shit. Motherfucker gives up fucking 6 runs in the first inning. Like, I haven't even had a chance to cash out of this bullshit, man. Fucking unbelievable. 9-0 now. I've already lost. I could have cashed out when it was 6-0. I'm like, I might as well just cash out. Fuck. Like, get a couple of bucks back. 9-0. Thanks, Tanaka. Derek Jeter night fucking ruined. It's crazy. It's the only reason I bet the Yankees tonight. And normally the thing is to bet against teams on ceremonial nights. But the Yankees are good. I'm like, the Astros aren't going to win every fucking game against these guys. Fucking baseball. You bet big on baseball, you're going to get fucked over, man. I do have the Washington Nationals, but I had to lay 2-20. They're up 3-2 in the 5th right now. We'll keep our eye on that. And yeah, that's the thing with Tanaka. And good to see you, Babano. Tanaka, I knew this. Tanaka's been good this year. But over his last couple of games, Tanaka has been hit and given up a lot of home runs. He's been sort of saved because there were solo shots for the most part. And we saw that early in the game, but I could tell fucking early, man. He threw a fastball and it clocked at 88. I'm like, oh shit, fuck. Like, you know, one of the first pitch of the game, Buddy on the Astros nearly hit a home run. He hit it right down the line. Like, it was like batting practice. As far as our horse is concerned, Singh, it's been a little bit frustrating because we can only do this basically on 1 or 2 days, Tuesday or Thursday. So unless we lock it down and everything falls into place on the Tuesday and Thursday, it falls through. But this Thursday is the night. We're locked and loaded for this Thursday. So we'll buy the horse on Thursday, and it'll race the following Thursday. So yeah, 3-3, very frustrating. There's nothing really to grab right now, and I don't even have anything left. My whole account's riding on this shit. Like, I really fucking need the Nashville Predators to win this game now, because the over's already gone. The Yankees aren't coming back. Like, I'm fucked. If the Preds pull it out, whatever, man. It's fucking still like a bath, but I'll fucking accept it and move on. I don't really have a good feeling about it. They fucking had him. The dreaded 2-0 lead, man. I swear, anytime a team has a 2-0 lead in the NHL, they blow it. It's crazy. Like in football, you don't see that. Like, oh, it's 14-0. Oh, they're going to blow the lead for sure. It's like, I don't know what it is about hockey and you're up by 2. I think in Nashville, it's that, oh, well, things are going pretty good for us here. Kind of easy. Easier than we thought it was going to be tonight. You know, this whole series, hey, we're up a game, we're up 2-0, life's good. And you got to remember, keep the pedal on the metal, man. You get it to 3 and you're a lot safer. Plus, the Ducks have shown they can come back. They did it against the Oilers. The Predators look like the better team. But ultimately, they might only go home with a split. They need to nail this fucking down somehow. They need to nail this down somehow. So yeah, great show last night. And like I said, I'm fucking frustrated. There's a shitty goal just allowed right there. And just like that, we're down 4-3. What a bad goal. It's another thing, too. I got greedy with the under, fuck. A lot of times, the game twos open up. Both goalies are shit tonight. Like, look at this. You know, Don Cherry's going to talk about it. Oh, you know, you don't put your stick, and it's true. You shouldn't put your stick in front of the shot, but still, that you can't let that in, fuck. It's just one of these games, though. Like, it just is. And now suddenly a 2-0 lead, you're down 4-3. Just like that, it's 4-3. Fuck, is that ever frustrating? I was really, really hoping. I was really hoping just to have a nice, smooth Sunday night show here this evening. Now I'm pissed off and rattled. I'm like, holy fuck. Like I said, I had such a good day, too, and it's just a nightmare right now. Fucking son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Good to see you, Babano. So, of course, UFC 211 was last night. Great fucking card. Miocic gets it done. We told you he would. I didn't think he was going to smash him as quickly as he did. And it's interesting. It's almost like the LeBron thing now. And it's interesting they're both from Cleveland. Like, Cleveland just keeps winning. But people just don't, like, credit Stipe. They're like, oh, he's not really beating anybody. He's not really, like, he's not as good as, you know, the heavyweight era is shit right now. Whatever, man. The guy's, you know, that's not true. He's beating some good dudes. Like, Fabricio Verdum's a good fighter. Dos Santos is a good fighter. Alistair Overeem's a good fighter. You know, I think at some point you have to give this dude credit for consistently winning. What is that, 5 in a row now?
The undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic.
Mom, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. You're the best mother ever.
I'm here with the winner and still champion, Stipe Miocic. First of all, Stipe, tell us about your shin. You got caught.
That was terrible. It hurt. Finally, the one time I checked it, and I hurt his foot the one time, but it was a good game plan right away. But I started checking, it felt better.
It seemed like it was hampering your movement early in the fight.
I mean, the fight didn't really go that long, so I don't know how much it was really hampering it, but okay. God bless him. Dallas, thank you. You guys are amazing. Love this city. I love this city. It's badass.
And not only is he winning though, he's fucking people up. He's fucking people up. Like, I don't see how anybody can criticize what Stipe has accomplished. He's always a short favorite because no one believes in him. He's always a short favorite. Like last night, short price against Overeem, short price. So now the talk is, who does he fight? You know, who does he fight? He's sort of just mashing through the heavyweights right now. Now listen, Cain Velasquez is the best heavyweight of the recent generation. Cain, you know, in his prime is better than what Miocic is in their prime, in it right now. But with that being stated, Cain Velasquez doesn't have the desire anymore. Cain Velasquez, he's not the same fighter. He's always hurt. He's not like somebody, I need the fucking belt back. Like, I don't think he gives a shit. He's like 32, 33, doesn't have the same instinct. Like he's, you notice, I said this like 2 years ago about Cain. I've known Cain for a while. I met him when he was young, when he came in, and I followed him closely. I know people close to him. And Cain Velasquez has lost the hunger. Now, maybe he'll get broke and, you know, the hunger will come back. But for the most part, he's lost the hunger. Fabricio Verdum is ranked second. Overeem fourth. Dos Santos 5. You know, he's already beaten all these guys, and Cain's not around. Which leads us into Ngannou. Now, Ngannou hasn't fought the top of the top and sort of climb the ladder in the same fashion, but whatever, man. Miocic has fought everybody else. I believe that Ngannou should go before Derek Lewis. He should go before Derek Lewis. And, you know, listen, as good as Miocic is, people want to see this fight, only because Ngannou. So, you know, Junior Dos Santos used to have one punch power, but Dos Santos has been beat up. He's not the same fighter. We all knew that. You know, Ngannou's a fucking headhunter, so it would be entertaining. I'd be entertained by that fight, so I don't have a problem with it. But, you know, Miocic, whatever. We probably won't see him for a fucking year now. That's the way this shit goes. That was the best, yeah. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan and his magician look last night. Joe Rogan and a magician look. Yeah, but nice night of fights last night. Which leads us into something that I haven't talked about a lot because you guys, I've told you a million times, I don't think it's ever going to happen. And I still stand by the fact. I still stand by the fact it's never going to happen. Yet, I'm not always right, as evidence of my picks this evening. I'm not always right, as evident of my picks this evening. So, I don't know, maybe McGregor versus Mayweather does happen. I don't think it will. And, a lot of people are sort of doing a victory walk today, like, ooh, the fight's been announced or something, because Dana White said he came to terms with Conor McGregor. Whatever, i.e., they figured out how much Dana is going to heist from Conor out of this deal. Because essentially Dana White just becomes Conor McGregor's boxing manager, Which I get. Conor McGregor's under contract in a combat sport. He can't just go box. I totally get it. It's a conflict. It's a conflict of interest. I believe that Dana White's within his grounds to believe that Conor McGregor is his athlete. If not, hey, run through your contract, Conor, and then do what you want after. So Dana White and Conor McGregor have come to terms. They're good to go. Now it means they have to come to terms with Floyd Mayweather, though. And that's a hell of a lot easier fucking said than done. That's a hell of a lot easier said than done. And Dana White admitted as much. Last night, Dana White said, we have a deal with Conor. It'll be announced tomorrow. We're good to go with Conor. Now we have to deal with Floyd. And Dana was very honest last night. So people in the media were like, oh, so this fight's probably going to happen then. And Dana said, no. I said, now I have to deal with Floyd Mayweather. And then he fucking kind of laughed. And he said, and, who knows how that's going to go. Like, Floyd's not going to be the type of dude to be able to cut a deal in an hour with. If Floyd even wants to cut a deal. So we'll see. I might be way wrong. I've said the whole time, so we're pretty much at the time now. We're pretty much at the point right now where I said Mayweather will string this out. He's trolling them. And then when it becomes serious and like it's real for real, like it is now, because now Dana White's like, all right, let's do it. Conor's free to fight you. Let's go. But you got to understand, like, Floyd's been calling his own shots for the last decade, right? So, like, what about the pay-per-view? Who's going to get the money? How's it going to be, like, And the UFC and Mayweather seem to be under some delusional opinion that they're on even ground with Floyd. Which, that's not the case. Like, if you're Floyd Mayweather, you're not under contract to Dana. You don't have to get grifted by him. You know what I mean? Like, there's no incentive for you to get grifted by him. And, like, Dana wants to promote the fight. No, the probably way it works, MMA Madness, I would assume, I believe basically that, Dana White tells Conor McGregor, you'll get $25 million. You'll get 25. I think the UFC's angle was going to be 25 for Conor, 50 for Floyd, and 50 for them. Yet, why would Floyd go for that? Floyd's going to say, fuck that. You know what I mean? Give me fucking 85 million. You guys get 15. Like, he's not, there's no incentive for Mayweather to do it. Another thing is, there's no incentive for Mayweather to do the fight. Yes, he can make $100 million or so in that ballpark. So I get that aspect, but he can make $100 million fighting anybody. He's only doing the UFC a favor and Conor a favor by doing this. And secondly, Floyd Mayweather already has like $500-600 million. You know, he's nearly a billionaire, so I don't know. Does he need another 100 mil? Like, maybe he cares that much, but once you're that rich, it sounds like a lot. Like, 100 to pile on the stack. I get it. It's a lot, but he's also 40 years old. You know, deep down inside, he might not want to take the chance of losing. Because Mayweather's never going to fight somebody he doesn't think he's going to win against, right? So maybe even Mayweather's like, you know, I'm not going to take this chance. Not worth it, fuck. I'm not going to ruin my legacy, you know, just to make another $75 million when I don't even care about money. You know, Mayweather loves money, but he already has a shitload of it. So I personally don't believe the fight's going to happen. So Dana White was asked, and he said, "Yeah, well, I got to deal with Mayweather now, though." And he goes, "You know, that's not going to be easy." And somebody asked, "Well, how long are you going to put into this?" And Dana said, "Not long." And he goes, "I told Conor this. We're going to try, but we're moving on." Like, and it's true. Like, they've stretched out this enough. Conor's had his kid. Conor can fight now. Whatever, man. Conor should be fighting people in the UFC, not Floyd Mayweather in the fucking first place. Right? So, I don't know how long they're going to give this. I don't know what's in Dana's head. I imagine Dana understands that in the best case scenario, if everything went smoothly and Floyd was a nice guy and everything was easy, it would still take a couple of weeks. So if Floyd gets difficult, which he can, you know, like a good thing is like questions, like I said, like Floyd's under contract. You know, Floyd has his own pay-per-view deal. So who's going to do the pay-per-view? The UFC or Floyd Mayweather? Well, the UFC wants to do the pay-per-view. They want to build this as a, you know, under a UFC type deal. It's not a mixed martial arts thing, but Dana White is going to be the promoter. That's part of the deal. And Floyd Mayweather's like, it's enough to get Floyd to agree to the fight, let alone get Floyd to agree not to be the promoter. Floyd runs Vegas. So he's going to be, why would I do this? Like, I don't need you to fucking promote anything for me, Dana. Dana's going to say, well, we're going to promote it. We're going to advertise. We're going to do this. Floyd's going to be, I don't need you to do that. I can do that myself. I already do it myself. I've been doing it myself. I don't need you to do that for me. You know, I don't need to give you $50 million for you to promote a fight, fuck. I mean, Floyd Mayweather's face is on the side of the MGM Grand, for fuck's sakes. You know, like Floyd already promotes his own fights and makes the money, right? So it's complicated as fuck. I really don't have a lot of faith in them working it out, to be honest. So ultimately, I don't think there's going to end up. I don't think they're going to end up fighting. And then who does Conor McGregor fight? I don't know. Fuck. Like, even in the UFC, I don't know. I don't even know what weight class is Conor McGregor in. I don't even know anymore. Like, they've bastardized things so fucking much. I mean, he's not the 145-pound title winner anymore, right? That one I will acknowledge. That one I will acknowledge. You know, you beat Aldo, you ran away from him after. Like, you refused to fight Aldo again. And it's sort of like Trump with Russia. He's like, well, you know, Aldo, he's not that good. I knocked him out right away. There's no need for me to fight him again. It's like, whatever, man. That was the only fight Aldo ever lost. Fucking, you know, you got Max Holloway. Like, he never went back and defended that. He ran away. I'm not saying he's scared, but he split the 145 class. So I can acknowledge that he's not the champ at 145 anymore. Yeah, let Aldo and fucking Holloway scrap it out, and they're the new champ there. I get it. 155, though, Conor McGregor's the champion. You know, I don't even know. Like, you can do your interim this and that and have other people fight, but whatever. Conor's your 155-pound champ. Did he deserve to be your 155-pound champ? No. No. But he won. So he won. He fought once at 155, won the belt, and then fucked off from that division. So, like, when he comes back to the UFC, I don't even know. Like, who's he supposed to fight? Where's he fighting? And, you know, I've been saying this for the whole time, Bradsky. Floyd's trolling everybody. Floyd likes being in the news. He gets a kick out of it. I think he gets a kick out of screwing Conor and the UFC over a bit here. Dana White and the UFC have used Floyd Mayweather's name a lot over the years. And they've done it successfully. They trolled, and it worked. You know, years ago with the Ronda Rousey could beat Floyd Mayweather shit. And then Conor McGregor's better than Floyd. Like, they always use Floyd Mayweather's name to get on ESPN. The UFC did. Like, it was deliberate. Let's troll Floyd Mayweather. He'll respond to us, and then we'll get mainstream coverage. They knew exactly what they were doing. So I think this is a little bit of troll warfare back, where Floyd's like, all right, you guys have been using my name. Conor McGregor, you propped yourself up. You haven't fought one boxing match in your fucking life, and you're going to fight the greatest boxer ever. You know, I'm gonna do it back to you guys. Fuck, I'm gonna get my name out here for free on your back, and then I'm gonna pull the carpet out from underneath you guys after you waste all your time. And you look at Mayweather. I don't know. I saw there was a rumor. There was a rumor that Floyd Mayweather like ratcheted up training. But I don't, you know, that was just a rumor. And if you follow Floyd Mayweather on Twitter and Instagram, I don't follow him on Instagram, but the Instagram and Twitter, that's the same shit. Like, his Instagram pop up on his tweets type thing. He doesn't look like a guy who's ready to fight, like, or train. The other night he was on a plane betting the Celtics game with his money. He keeps on tweeting pictures of a strip club. He's always at the strip club, and fucking, he wants to buy a piece of the Lakers. Like I said, he's 40 years old. Like, he's retired, right? It's another thing, too. He's retired. And another thing about Mayweather coming back, too. Mayweather's tied with Marciano right now. Right? What, 49-0. He's tied right now, 49-0. This is a sanctioned boxing match. He doesn't want his legacy. He doesn't want his 50th fight, the one to break the all-time record, to be against a fucking MMA fucking stiff. Like, Floyd Mayweather's a boxing historian. You know, I don't. People close to him have said that's one of the reasons too that he can't do this. Like, they said maybe he would do it if it wasn't the 50th fight, but he doesn't want to break Mark. You know, like Floyd's a pretty disrespectful person as a whole. But if you notice, he's very respectful to the boxing community. You know, like, Mayweather gives money to old boxers. Mayweather's a boxing historian. He can tell you anything about any old champion and shit. Like, Mayweather respects the sport of boxing. He doesn't respect people very much, but he respects the sport. And he's a purist. He's an old boxing purist, Mayweather. And I was surprised when, you know, you figure a guy like Mayweather, as cocky as he is, would have been like, oh, fuck Marciano, and I'm way better than he is, and I'm going to break his record. When he got there, he said, I have so much respect for Marciano, I don't even need to break the record. He said, I don't even need to break the record. He said, me getting, that's good. And it was a very humble, like, champion-like thing to say. He said, I'm good. I proved it. me and Rocky Marciano, 49-0, I can live with this. And he goes, I don't need to get to 50. And he retired. He retired. He was fine. And because he even said, he goes, nobody else is ever going to get this. So I'm good. Me and Marciano in the record books forever. So it would bother him to come back and win this, and he breaks Marcy. It's going to leave a bad taste in his mouth. And boxing purists will fucking rip him for it. And he knows that. He knows that. Oh, he breaks Rocky Marciano's all-time record. He's 50-0, the first boxer in the history of the sport to go 50-0. And he beat a fighter with an 0-0 record. You know, it's not, you know, so, and I know, listen, there's, you know, the hardcore boxing critics they're a small minority, so I don't know, Floyd's not going to lose sleep over it, I don't think, but it would bother him. Exactly, like Larry Merchant. Can you imagine, Bretsky? Larry Merchant would be chirping big time. Imagine him. How do you feel that you just broke Rocky Marciano's record against an MMA fighter who's never boxed once in his life before? What you talking about, Larry? You never give me respect. I could beat Muhammad Ali and you wouldn't give me respect, Larry. If I was 30 years younger, I'd knock your teeth out. Larry Merchant's lucky that fucking Floyd didn't drop him. I should get Larry on, actually. We'll see if we get Larry. I can get Larry on. Larry's been on with me before. I'd like to get Larry's take on this, actually. I'd like to get Larry's take on this. Yeah, but like I said, I don't, you know, I don't think it's going to happen. And to Dana White's credit, at least he's not running around telling people it's going to happen. Like he was like, he didn't sound very positive about it. He said, now I got to talk to Floyd, and he goes, this is going to be a big ordeal, and he goes, I'm not going to fucking do this forever. Dana's a lot of things, but Dana's not a stupid guy. So Dana knows deep down inside Floyd could just be wasting their time. So Floyd, you know, Dana's probably going to catch on real fast, whether they're into this or not for the meeting. Supposedly he's meeting him tomorrow or Tuesday. Third period set to begin. But nevertheless, it was a fun fight card. It was a good fight card last night. Unfortunately, there's no fights for 2 weeks now. UFC Fight Night 109, Gustafsson versus Teixeira. And then the next big pay-per-view, UFC 212, Aldo versus Holloway. That's going to be a fucking fight and a half, man. That's going to be a great fight. And it's interesting, isn't it, that we've talked about it before, the UFC July 4th card, which is July 8th this year. So the UFC July card, that's supposed to be the marquee one, right? I thought, like, I'm sure that's why Dana's pissed. Like, his plan was to get GSP and Bisping on that card. The GSP's flaking out. So I see right now, as it is now, for UFC 213, July 8th, they have Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw as the main event. Alistair Overeem and Verdum is the co-main event. That's good, but that's not 4th of July good. So I don't know what they're going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if Bisping versus Romero was announced for this card soon. That'll be the main event. Bisping, Romero, Garbrandt, Dillashaw co-main event. Alistair Overeem, Verdum on the main card. You got Anthony Pettis versus Jim Miller. Like, remember we went over the card last week. It was kind of underwhelming for one of their big cards. As it is now, it doesn't have that oomph. Romero versus Bisping, that'll add something, I believe. You know, Bisping's ready to fight and Romero's ready to go. So I imagine, you know, that'll be announced soon. And now you got GSP out of the fucking picture again. GSP was back. He's in. He's out. Hey, what up, Casey? Yeah, Knight's he's a good fighter. He's a bad dude, man. As you know, he's trained by Alan Belcher. So he's like a younger, crazier, better Alan Belcher. So a GSP coming back to fight Bisping was stupid in the first place. Now, they would have hyped it up. Oh, come on, Nashville. Fuck. They're on the power play, Nashville. They nearly just scored, but they didn't. Down 4-3. You know, Bisping's such a dick that Bisping would have done a good job smack talking, and he did even in that first conference when they were sitting there together. And he did piss GSP off. Like GSP said after, I want to fucking beat this guy up. But they can't wait forever. And Anderson Silva's been bitching. GSP never should have been fighting for that in that weight class anyways for a championship. And GSP admitted, and he even said, it was so stupid, he even said that he wasn't going to defend the belt after. You know, the UFC's like, no, he's gonna fight everyone after. And George is like, no, I don't see myself. He goes, I just fight super fights. I don't care about being a champion. Like George St. Pierre, I told everyone this, you know, for years I've been saying this. George doesn't want to come back to be a champion. He doesn't care. He's coming back for money. You know, that's what he's coming back for. George St. Pierre doesn't want to go through the grind and defend the belt and do the fucking media shit all the time and stuff. He doesn't want that. He wants to come back, fight once, make fucking $10 million, and go back to fucking Montreal. You know, that's what he wants to do. You know, that's what he wants to do. So, and you got Anderson Silva bitching right now. And Anderson said he's going to retire, but Anderson's not going to retire because Anderson needs the money. So it's pretty simple. I believe they're going back to Madison Square Garden in November. And you know they want to impress when they go to MSG. That's the word that GSP versus Silva, Madison Square Garden in November. And it makes sense because the UFC's pissed off at George St. Pierre for coming back and then telling him he needs fucking all this time. But the UFC also needs some stars. They need some big money fights. So whatever, it makes perfect sense. They tell George, all right, whatever, dude. You're going to be ready in October. Get ready, November. You're going to fight Anderson Silva. And then you tell Anderson Silva, chill out, dude. I know you're pissed off. You didn't get a replacement. You think we're treating you like shit, blah, blah, blah. Never mind the fact that Anderson's lost 3 of his last 4 fights. The one fight that he won, he really didn't even win. You know, the judges screwed Brunson over. I'll give credit to Anderson that he competed with Brunson at least, you know. But I thought Brunson won the fight, but they gave it to Anderson. Anderson's bitching right now. He's like, Bisping's never fighting. So Anderson's like, give me a title shot against Romero or I'll retire. And the UFC's like, we're not going to give you a title shot. You've lost 3 of your last 4 fights. You're 42 years old. You know, I'm Anderson Silva, blah, 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 blah. And, give me a fight then. Give me a fight then. So Dana White said yesterday that he's going to meet with Anderson Silva. He goes, I know Anderson's upset. I'm going to go talk to him. So it writes itself, Anderson meet George, George meet Anderson. That was the original super fight. That's always been the original super fight that everyone always talked about. And it's a win-win. There's no belts at stake, so no one wins a belt and walks away from anything. I think it's a win-win for everybody except Anderson Silva, because Anderson Silva's going to lose. But, Anderson Silva's going to be the much bigger man, though, against George St. Pierre. I personally believe that George St. Pierre would just take Anderson Silva down. Let's say they fought at 185, or make it a catch weight, 180, whatever, 185. I just think George would just take him down personally. Anderson Silva's takedown defense isn't that good, as we saw against Chael Sonnen. You can take Anderson Silva down. And now Anderson's older. He's fucking got a broken leg. You can get Anderson down. I mean, there's always the danger Anderson kicks you in the head, but even then, he's slower now. Anderson Silva was one of the most lethal fighters ever. To me, John Jones is still the best of all time. Jones is the best of all time, even with the fuck-ups that he's had in his career. But, Anderson Silva was just dominant for so long and so great. I don't like seeing these guys fight when they're older. I get it. They need to make money. I understand why they do it, but I don't want to remember Anderson Silva for fucking, scraping out a fucking close decision win against Derek Brunson that really the judges just gave it to him. That's, you're one of the greats. You're like the Muhammad Ali of MMA, basically, Anderson Silva. And here you are right now, sort of begging for fights and slugging along and what a fucking nightmare this is, man. Holy shit, these fucking games killed me, man. These games fucking kill me. Can't believe this. So the Preds had a 2-0 lead, a 3-2 lead. You're up 2-0, you're up 1-0, 2-0, 3-2. And now suddenly you're down 4-3. That fucking last goal was shitty too, man. The go-ahead goal, that fourth goal was terrible. And here we are now. It's just fucking great, isn't it? Just like that. Great weekend ruined. The only other person that had a worse fucking weekend is Eric Almirola. And we wish him the best. I understand he's moving and stuff in the hospital. Crazy crash last night.
Holy smoly. Oh, heavy damage there on Danica.
Those cars are killer.
Crazy stuff, NASCAR.
And Almirola piling in at the
We were
last
watching
second and
UFC
going
last
up in
night
the
doing
air.
the show.
Patrick.
Fucking airlifted to hospital type of deal. Serious fucking, serious. It was a serious crash, man. There was some crazy fucking crashes last week in Alabama, too, at Talladega. I'm actually amazed, like, there's not more, like, casualties type shit. Like, these fucking cars, they're really built safely. Like, last week, man, Chase Elliott was, like, fucking flew through the air, man. Hey, look at this shit here.
The right front
Like,
brake
look
rotor,
at the-
right as he went to the brakes.
Look at the limited visibility that these guys have, and the shit. You're going like 180. You're spinning out. You're going like 180 miles an hour. You're spilling out. You hit the wall. You can't see jack shit. I'd just be like, holy fuck. I'd just be concerned someone's going to fucking smash right into me. And look, this is what happened. Look, the 43. Bam. Number 10's on fire. Fucking. Look at that. It's like this shit's happening on a weekly basis now, man. That's the thing, like, people look at it like, oh, look, there's a car crashing. It's great. Like I said, you imagine that shit. You're doing 180. You're on fire. You spin around. like I said, too, I'd be worried. Oh, shit, someone's going to crash into me. And then, look, it happened. Boom, fuck. They're so good, fuck. Like, I love that in-camera shit during these crashes. You see some of these drivers, they just avoid it by a millisecond. That's what I'm saying, Babano. I'm surprised that there's more guys don't get killed. Like, look at the car. The car is ripped in half, fuck. Last week, Chase Elliott, like, got launched in the air, turned upside down, fucking landed on the fucking hood. Like, we're talking like Dukes of Hazzard type crashes, but this isn't a TV show or a stuntman. Like last week at Talladega, they were going like 200 miles an hour. You know what's nuts? In the old days, Talladega used to be faster. Fuck, they had to slow it down because the drivers were like, "Someone, we're gonna die." Well, speaking of which, my account is dying a slow death right now with this fucking hockey game. It's 4-3. Anaheim's all over them. Like, I haven't seen Nashville. Nashville had a couple of scoring opportunities on a power play. Yeah, people think it's a video game, Babano. They think it's like a fucking video game, this shit. Like, it's not, you're not playing EA Sports here. Like I said, motherfucker's going 200 miles an hour and his fucking car is made of plastic, fuck. Now listen, car crashes at NASCAR, it's almost like fights in hockey. People like it, but there's a difference. Like me personally, I don't mind the good old fashioned, Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch and Logano type shit. That's entertaining. Like when one of them fucking takes each other out deliberately and they start, I don't mind the trading paint contact shit. And I don't mind like putting someone into the wall and stuff like that. That's okay. That's part of the sport. That's all-time racing. But I'm not a fan of the guys on fire and flying through the air and shit. Because like I said, someone's going to get killed one of these fucking days. There's only so safe you can make these races. There's only so much you can do, right? And they've slowed the NASCARs down over the years because it was too dangerous. Like I said, Talladega has some crazy banking. And the banking is so extreme that the speeds were like too much. Like they had to slow it down. But last night was Kansas. And Kansas is a cookie cutter mile-and-a-half track. So last night was just a racing incident. Yeah, of course people like car crashes. Generally, listen, people in society are generally pretty stupid, desensitized pricks, aren't they? Aren't they, generally, are we surprised? The world is full of Ric Flairs, fuck. See on Twitter. There's a happy Mother's Day. I even know we don't have any ladies tuning into the show, but it's funny. There's a picture of Jason Voorhees with his mother Friday the 13th. Mothers, the only people who will love you, even when you're a machete wielding psychopath. Well, here's a little irony. Carlos Beltran hits a 2-run double versus the New York Yankees, passing the just honored Derek Jeter for 29th on the all-time doubles list. 545. All right, we'll take a quick break here. There's 8 minutes left in this hockey game. It looks inevitable that the Ducks are about to fucking tie this series, and my Knights about to crash and go down in flames. Shot down in flames. I'd play Shot Down in Flames right now, but I don't want to violate AC/DC's copyright infringement. back yet? I don't think the Yankees are coming back. It's still good. It's still good. No, it's not good. The pond is going crazy. 4-3 right now. And speaking of crazy, insane basketball game earlier today in which the Golden State Warriors were getting fucking drilled. They were getting fucking drilled, man, all right? The Spurs were up by 25 points at one point in the second quarter. It peaked at 25 points. They were up fucking 23 still, like midway through the third quarter type of deal. And they end up losing 113-111. The game goes over the number. Obviously, the number was 209. Game goes over the number, and the San Antonio Spurs, it's amazing. Like, they have this massive lead, and then Kawhi Leonard gets hurt again, and shit falls apart for them. LaMarcus Aldridge scored a ton of points, but it wasn't enough, and you know, it's weird. Kawhi Leonard, he landed weirdly on Pacula and Zach Pachulia. People are saying it was a dirty play. Even Leonard says it's not a dirty play. It is what it is. It just happened. But of course, Leonard didn't play against the Rockets in the last game. He was hurt. Now he gets hurt again. Like, he sprained his left ankle multiple times in the last week. And as somebody that's broken their foot, sprained their ankle, I know all about that. Like, these are injuries I have experience in. And sprained ankle is not good. Like, it's not like, oh, it's just a sprained ankle. Like, he's a fucking basketball player. Like, sprained ankle is a bad time. I saw it live when it happened. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, again? Like, I was just like, man, Kawhi just can't buy a fucking break, man. Like, the awkwardness of it. Nobody gave the Spurs a chance coming into this, including myself. We talked about it last night. We said, you know, Warriors in 4, Warriors in 5, you know, maybe 6 max type of thing. But, you know, like we said last night, the Spurs can't beat the Warriors 4 times out of 7 games. Listen, the Warriors hadn't played in a long time. They hadn't played in a while. They'd been off. I don't even remember. It seems like fucking forever ago. Like, who did they even beat in the last round? Like, it was in Portland. Yeah, it's like this playoffs, like Golden State. It's like been so long. No, Utah. Yeah, they beat Utah on Monday night. So they've been off for 6 days. You know, I guess they're bored, and you know, it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of tough. They have these like mini off seasons in between their playoff series. Like, think about it. Like, the Cavaliers were off for 8 days. These guys were off for 6 days. No, like, you're never off that long in a regular season. And they've had these breaks twice now. Like, the Cavaliers have swept twice, so the Cavaliers have had 2 prolonged breaks in between series. I mean, look, tomorrow we have the Game 7, the Washington-Boston series still going on. Cleveland, like, seems like forever ago Cleveland beat Toronto, you know? Actually, it was 1 week ago, right? It was last Sunday. So, yeah, look, think about that. The Cavs haven't played in 7 fucking days, and they still don't even know they're going to play yet. I imagine that series would start Wednesday. I mean, they got to fucking get it going. Like, so I imagine Game 1 will be Wednesday in Cleveland. Wednesday and then Saturday? I don't know. That's the one thing that, the NBA is a good league. They do a lot of things right. They've always done this, and it's always been frustrating to me. Like, you look at the NHL, and the beauty of the NHL playoffs is they're very consistent. For the most part, they'll play every 2 fucking days. Yeah, they'll play, every 2 days for the most part. And what's the deal in the series? If we go 7, they get an extra day or whatever. Like the NBA, like you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know when the next game is in the NBA all the time. It's like, well, it's game 1. Like a good example is the Spurs and the Warriors. I don't know when game 2 is. I never looked. So my guess, what would make the most sense? Tuesday. You just played Sunday. What would make the most sense? Tuesday fucking night to play game 2. Yeah, they're playing Tuesday night. I'm shocked. I was like, they probably would have made it on Wednesday and stretched it out, but they can't because they need a game on. They have a game tomorrow, then they'll have a game there, and then I assume game 1 of the East. Game 1 of the East will be I can't trust CBS. Yeah, like look at this. This is crazy. Saturday, yeah. They play on fucking Tuesday night, and then they don't play again until the 20th. They don't play again until the 20th, which is Saturday. See, so, okay, you guys go back to back, and then they give them 4 days off. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, you guys should be playing Tuesday, you should be playing Thursday. Not playing Tuesday and then playing Saturday. So that's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're out of the consciousness, and people sort of forget. It's like it's hard to keep in tune with the drama of the series when it's fucking spread out over 4 days like that. It's fucking crazy, man. These fucking condos. Although I'm not going to complain because people probably hear me. They have to hear me. Like, I hear people in the hallway right now. So, the last condo I lived in, I have hardwood floors here. And all these condos are like concrete and shit. So, generally, they're pretty soundproof. Like, the last condo I was in was fucking nuts, man. Like, you couldn't hear jack shit, like, through the walls. It was thick. Like, literally, there was a bank underneath me. Like, it was like bank thick type shit. The condo I lived in used to be an Ontario office building years ago. So, it's just like an old solid fucking... And I swear, you couldn't hear shit, man, with the neighbors. Here, man, I hear everything. Like, I hear the couple next door when they talk loud. So, they can definitely hear me through the wall. But above me... Like, if I turn the mic up loud, I don't even know you could hear it. I try not to let it drive me crazy because I like dogs. But above me, the people have a dog. And I can tell when they're home and they're not home. And they're not home right now. Because the dog is going crazy. He doesn't bark, but he fucking he runs. And he slides and he crashes into shit. And it sounds like he's got like a rubber ball or something. He's fucking chasing it himself, like around. And he stops suddenly. It's like he heard me. It's crazy. Like, I know when they're home or not. Fuck. Like, it's like I hear the dog going fucking crazy. I'm like, holy fuck, man. And because it's like clockwork. Like right now, they're probably out. And in the mornings when I wake up around 9 usually, I wake up in between 8 and 10 on a daily basis. Sometimes if I can't fall asleep till like 5 a.m. or something, I'll wake up at 10, 10:30. I don't like waking up that late though. I try to wake up around 9 type thing. And it's like clockwork, man. I hear they're fucking, like they leave for work and then the dog goes to work. Fuck. He fucking goes nuts, man. I'm actually fucking curious because I get in the elevators and I see all these dogs. So I don't know which dog it is. I like to know who it is. Fuck. I'm not complaining, no. Like I said, I like dogs, so I don't have a problem with it. One minute and 12 seconds remaining now. Yeah. The dogs here, they're pampered, Bretsky, but like you said, they're in condos all day and stuff. The only thing is, in my neighborhood, it's crazy. There's a fucking huge operation in business of people making money walking dogs. Like, it's a big time business, man. There's these chicks in pink, and they're hardcore. Like, they do a good job. They take it seriously and stuff. Like, it's fucking nuts. They're all pretty cute too. It's like they only hire hot chicks or something. So you get these chicks, and they're walking like 6 dogs at a time. It's nuts. Fucking. But the dogs are all like you figure like if I was walking 6 dogs at once, it would be chaos. The dogs would be fighting. I'd be tripping over them and shit. Like fucking these. But the dogs, they're also like they're all owned by the chicks and shit. So they're just so mellow. Fucking. So there's just these army, like these chicks everywhere walking with 6 dogs. And there's like competing companies. There's a company in like blue and there's a company in pink. The pink company only has like cute chicks. The blue one has dudes and fucking, chicks and whatever. So it's a big business. Like I walk outside every day, so I see it every day like clockwork. They're out there. Wintertime, like I've seen the same chick here in the neighborhood for years doing this job. She's fucking hardcore, man. Like, fucking, it's cold as fuck, man. She's out there with the dogs. Fucking, it's nice out. She's out there with the dogs. It's raining. She's out there with the dogs. Like, and there's the dagger. 5-3. But there's a chick that lives down the hall from me. She's actually one of the few friendly people in the building. She's actually cute too. She's actually cool and shit. And she's got a dog. And the dog saw me in the hallway, fuck. And the dog started going crazy. Like, he's wagging his tail and fucking. So I go over. I'm like, hey, buddy. And I started hitting him pat him on the head, and I sort of got him fired up and shit. He was a young puppy, so he started like fucking, scrapping with me and shit. And she was like, oh, I never really seen him get like this before. And I was thinking, all these dogs, fuck, like they're with these chicks, right? They all get like, petted softly and pampered and like fucking, they go for a little walk and they come back and shit. But, these young puppies and shit, they like to get pushed around and fight and stuff. So I hear her fucking dog going crazy. She's like, oh, I've never seen my dog get this excited. That's a cheap shot by the... Fuck the Ducks are a dirty bunch of pricks. Eh? Who's number 37 on the Ducks? Who's number 37? Whatever. Nashville hit a wall tonight. They were bound for this. It was due to happen. You know, they cruised through the Blackhawks. They cruised through the Blues. Life was a little too easy for the Predators, you know? If you're the Predators, you got what you went to LA to accomplish. You split the first two. It's frustrating you blew the leads tonight, but if I'm Nashville, I'm not feeling too upset. I'm upset that I lost my money, but if I'm Nashville, I'm like, whateve. If you're Nashville, you just tell them after, listen, we fucking came here for a split. We got a split. Say, listen, we were up. We're better than these guys. You don't throw Rennie under the bus, but PK Rennie had a bad night. You know, our goalie had an off night tonight. That was a bad goal. The go-ahead goal was a bad goal. It was 3-3, and, you know, it was a bad goal. It's hard to recover from bad goals like that. Not to mention as well, the Ducks are good, but also with the Ducks is they're a good home team in the playoffs, and I know that it was roles reversed in one of their series there with the home teams, but generally over the years, the Ducks have a good home record in the playoffs. It's a tough place to win, and they got fucking desperate. Like, they dug down deep. Like, when they were down 2-0, you could tell they got pissed off. You know, like, they really, really turned it up a notch. I swear, it's those late fucking period goals, man. It's those late period goals. And it was 2-0, and the Ducks scored with what, like a minute left in the period? Those are the worst. Like, they're fucking daggers, man. You know, it's like all you accomplished fucking through the period and stuff's just gone. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's 2-0. Suddenly it's 2-1. Most of the time when you see a team score at the end of a period, they'll score at the early portion of the next period. Like, it continues, like, it's awful. Like, the guys are going into the room with this in their head and shit. It's like, it's bad time. Yeah, that's the thing, Football Observer, that the Preds weren't great tonight, but let's be real. The game was 3-3, and fucking Rene let in a shitty goal. I've been doing the show here, so I can't critique all the goals, but out of the fucking 4 goals, you know, it seemed to me like 2-3 of them were kind of soft. Thanks for the pot shot, Jackie. Oh, 9-4 in the baseball game now. Maybe the Yankees can come back. Come on, man. Oh, fuck, I just want to cry now. Fuck, that's frustrating. Oh, dear God. I had no idea the Philadelphia Phillies just took a 5-4 lead. Philadelphia Phillies just took a 5-4 lead. The Nationals just gave up 2 runs in the 8th inning. Not my night tonight, huh? Look at this with the Nationals. They're down 2-0. They were up 1-0 against the Phillies. Then the Phillies scored 2 runs in the 4th. So it was 2-1 Phillies. Then in the 5th, the Nationals put 2 up on the board. They take a 3-2 lead. Then they give up a run right away in the 6th. Then it's 3-3. And then in the bottom of the 6th, the Nationals score again. It's like the Predators. Every team I'm on is blowing leads over and over and over. And then you take a 4-3 lead. Like, the Nationals have blown 3 fucking leads in the last 3 innings. And then you take a 4-3 lead, and then no, you give up 2 more in the 7th. Sorry, in the 8th. And now you're losing 5-4. They fucking lost the early game here, too. You know, I generally, I don't want to lay a price. I wouldn't lay minus 200 like this, minus 210, whatever I laid. But, like I said, I'm stupid. I had a good day, I had a good weekend, and I thought the Nationals would win. And I really like the fact that they lost the earlier game today. I'm like, man, the Nationals aren't getting swept at home. Like, doubleheader sweeps are rare. So I was like, they're not going to get swept at home in a doubleheader. So I was happy when I saw they lost the game earlier today. And, you know, they could still win. It's 5-4 right now. I mean, they just struck out, though. It's the 8th inning, so they're down to the last 5 outs. But the Nationals have a good offense. They could come back still. I'm not going to panic yet, but like I said, the way things are going for me, this isn't going to end well. Fuck, unfucking believable, man. When's football back? Because this shit's pissing me off. But one of the hotter teams in Major League Baseball is suddenly the Toronto Blue Jays. As everybody, I see on a lot of Jay fans wrote the Jays off a while ago, gave up on the season. I am not a Jay fan. I'm a Jay observer. I do, the Jays are my American League team. But I'm a Dodger fan. But as far as the Jays are concerned, I said this when they were 10-20 and they came back home. They're 11-20. It was. I remember I said, this is it. Like, this is where the season's on the line now, for real. It's still early. Forget about what happened earlier. It's still early, but it's real now. Like, you're 10-20. That's not good. But 10-20. And remember, we should check the tape. I said this like a week and a half ago about the Jays. I said, they're 10-20 now, but if they just they chip away, they win a couple of series, they can get to 30-30. Now, they're exceeding expectations here. Now, they're still 4 games under 500. I thought when they were 10-20, they can get to 500 around the 30-30 range. We saw this with the Houston Astros last year. We saw it with the Astros last year as well. I think the Astros, off the top of my head last year, started out like 8-22 or something. They were really bad in the first month, the Astros. Remember 2 years ago, they were a young team. They made the playoffs. So it was like, oh, fuck, they have a lot of young talent. And then last year, they hit a fucking wall. And they were really bad in the first fucking 6 weeks. And I remember the Astros said, we're not going to give up. We're going to get on a streak. It's going to be all right. And they did. And it took them until like fucking mid-July or something. But they got hot. You remember the Astros? And they finally passed 500. It took forever. And then they ran out of gas. It's like a basketball team down by 20. And they rally back. And then they're out of gas. You know what I mean? So, like, the Jays are playing themselves back into this season right now. Like, this season, like 2 weeks ago, this season was a write-off. The season's not a write-off suddenly right now. You look at the division and, hey, look, the Boston Red Sox are 19-18. The Jays are 17-21. It's not like anyone's running away with anything. The Yankees are going to come down to earth. The Yankees are already coming down to earth. The Yankees are 22-12. They're about to be 22-13. It's been a fucking hell of a start for the Yankees. Nobody's going to deny that. The Yankees have been one of the surprise teams in the league, but their pitching's not going to hold up. They're old. They have a lot of young dudes on offense. They got old pitchers. Injuries will start to mount. We see Tanaka's getting fucking hit the last couple of starts. He's giving up a shitload of home runs. I'm not saying the Yankees are going to fold, but they're not going to play 647 baseball for the rest of the year. That's a fact. The Yankees will not finish with a 647 winning percentage. So they're going to come back down to earth a little bit. And it's funny, everyone in Boston. I told people, I gave people 3 teams before the year started, season win totals. I said the Baltimore Orioles over 80.5, they're already at 22 wins. I said the Colorado Rockies over 80.5, they're already at 24. And I said the St. Louis Cardinals over 83.5, they're at 23 already. Sorry, 21. My bad, 21. They're at 21 and 15. But as far as the Jays are concerned, nice run for the Jays. They've won 5 in a row. They've won 8 of their last 10. That trip in Tampa was the thing to turn it around for them. They finally won a fucking series against Tampa last weekend, I think it was. And now this is what? This is 3 consecutive series in a row the Jays have won. That's all you can do. That's all you can do if you're a baseball team. You're not going to get it all back. It's like gambling. They should remember that. But it's like gambling. You're not going to get all it back in one swoop, right? So if you're the Jays, just like, let's just win every fucking series. And let's look back up at the standings in 3 weeks. And that's what I would tell them if I was Gibbons. Don't worry about the standings. Let's just take 2 or 3 of all these series and it'll add up. We'll be fine. And it is. It is right now. They're catching up to the pack a little bit. They're 7 games back of the Yankees. Now, it's too early to talk standing, so to speak, but you want to be within striking distance. You don't want the year to be over already type of shit. If you're 14 back, you know what I mean? Like, look, the Oakland Athletics are already 9 games back. That's a problem. That's depressing, even for a player. You're halfway through May, you're already 9 games back. By the end of May, you could be fucking 15 games out of first place. And you do the math and you're not winning a division. So it's like the Oakland Athletic players already know right now, yeah, we're not going to the playoffs. The reality starts to settle in. Oh, boom. Nationals, huh? Well, what did I tell you? I didn't panic. What did I say? I'm not going to panic. The Nationals have a good offense. But you know what else could happen? The Nationals have a bad bullpen. And who was it that just said it in the chat a few minutes ago? Mr. Baz, that most teams' bullpens are pretty bad, and it's true. Bullpen and defense, the 2 least talked about things in baseball that are important. Bullpens win baseball games. It's not a surprise. We talked about this coming into the series. I don't know what the scores were over the weekend, to be honest. But both the Nationals and the Phillies are high over teams. The Philadelphia Phillies are one of the best over bets in Major League Baseball. They actually score a bit, and their pitching sucks. So, coming into the weekend, the Phillies were 21-9 to the over on the year. The Nationals weren't far behind with the overs. The Nationals have the most potent offense in the game. But anyways, back to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, nice little run for the Jays. They're getting healthier. Kevin Pillar's a good guy. I'm happy for him. Good for him. Justin Smoke's on a little bit of a run right now. Justin Smoke's on a run right now. And the schedule is favorable right now. You've won 5 in a row. You're at home. You've had what, 7 straight home games right now? This is season-saving homestand type shit. This is the week, so you look back like in July and go, fuck, it was a good thing we stepped up in May, man. But it's right there for the taking for the Jays. You have the Atlanta fucking Braves coming to town for the next 2 days, and then you go to Atlanta for 2. You're getting the Braves for 4 games right now. You've got to take 3 of those 4. You take 3 of those 4 games, then suddenly you're fucking 20-22. They're turning this thing around fast. And then after that, they're in Baltimore for 3 games. So you get to 20-22, then you go into Baltimore this weekend. And what's good about playing Baltimore is they're ahead of you. Well, you take 2 or 3 against them. You're still 1 game under 500, but you're climbing the ladder here, you know? And then after that, they're at Milwaukee. So the schedule is manageable for them. We appreciate all of our regular patrons, and to be honest, I don't see too many guests this evening. Like, to be honest, I'm looking in the chat here. MMA Madness, I think, is the only who else is here that's not a regular subscriber. Casey stepped in earlier. Hey, we offered. We told people we'll give you a little sample here of what we're doing. We're going to lower the price next month as well. But I got to tell you, these Saturday night shows are taking a lot out of me. These Saturday shows taking a lot out of me. We're having a good time though, but I can't lie. I do look forward to I do look forward to the sober Saturday shows in the future. Like during the college football season and stuff. Like I told you, I won't be all fucked up. I got to have my game face on. So the Saturday nights, then I'll have pizza on the table here and chicken wings and shit. I'll be stuffing my face all night watching the games. Yeah, Joey Odessa's stories last night were great. Lou was great with us. Odessa's late night stories were fucking funny as fuck though. Talking about Belize and fucking hotel rooms in Nicaragua and Panama. Like fucking Joey's a South American expert. We were naming countries, and Joey's like, oh, I had a fucking, what was it about Belize? He's like, the only hot chicks in Belize are from Honduras, fuck. What did he say about Jamaica? He goes, there's no holly berries, they're chuck berries. Yeah, the Joey stuff is funny, Dave. It's a little bit... yeah, the wine gave me a hangover, fuck, but not a vicious one. I have a high alcohol, like, you guys saw, I wasn't wasted last night. I get buzzed, but I wasn't wasted or anything. So I have a high tolerance level. But I'm sort so, like I'm thinking ahead. Like I'm not drunk enough that I'm not prepared for it. Like, like a couple of Saturdays ago, the first one when I got really fucked up, I fucking puked and shit. Like, I don't even remember going to bed. It was like that wasted type shit. I did the show, I was fucking bam, pass out type thing. But the last couple of weeks, like I said, I thought I had. Like last night, I remember I was fucking drinking water before I went to bed. I drank a Gatorade before I went to bed. I fucking ate something before I went to bed. This morning I woke up, I drank a bunch of water, went back to bed. Like, I'm sort of attacking the hangovers. For the record, I guess Anthony Bourdain drinks a lot. He's a big lush, right? Anthony Bourdain says the best thing to beat a hangover is Chinese food. But who has access to Chinese food when you wake up in the morning, and who wants to eat Chinese food? But Anthony Bourdain is a smart guy. Like I said, the guy drinks a lot, so he would know. He even said the dish. He's like, get that fucking dish. He goes, you'll sweat out all the booze. The grease eats up this. He's like, yeah, like the hangover's still going to win, Babano. But like you said, if you take preventive measures, it softens the blow a bit, right? Like I said, like last night before I went to sleep, I ate something. I drank the big Gatorade. I drank a bunch of water. I drank a Coca-Cola, I think, too. Like, I stopped drinking. That was the thing. Like, I still had booze here. But I didn't drink the vodka or anything like that. Like, I cut it off. I'm like, no, I'm drunk. I don't need, like, you know? Yeah, the 61 hours thing I'm in, we could do it. We just have to figure out the logistics of it. I sent an email to Cardano today about it. I told Cardano, I said, I was tweeting about that. I said, I could do it if you want to set this shit up. Fucking Guinness Book of World Records, though. Guinness Book of World Records, they don't even tell you the rules. You got to fucking pay them, tell them what you want to break, give them fucking $10 or whatever it is, and then they'll send you like the criteria. I haven't eaten much today though, fuck. Like I said, I live in a neighborhood, there's not much around here, man. I've been beaten down all day. That's one thing. I'm kind of screwed. Shit, everything's kind of closed now unless I go for a big walk after. It's fucking Sunday night. I don't feel like going for a walk, but I might have to. I am hungry, and I know it'll really help me feel better in the morning. Like we talked about this. Like most normal people are hungover for one day. I'm a 2-day guy. So, like, to be honest with you, like, I'm getting it down to 1 day again. Like I don't feel hungover now. I just don't feel good. You know what I mean? I'm not, I don't feel great, but I'm not violently ill or anything like that. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, Dave. That's the thing, too. I get depressed when I drink the next day, too. When I get hungover. Today, it wasn't too bad because I was winning, and now the depression will kick in because I'm losing. Or at least the Nationals won, but fuck. Yankees keep on getting runners on, but they keep on doing it with 2 out. It's like the bottom in the last inning they had 2 on. Here they are again. They have runners on first and third. They're down 9-4. 3-run shot and it's 9-7. We got a ball game here. Except every fucking Yankee like swings for the fucking fences, literally. Like, if all you the last inning you did the same thing, guys. Like, if you guys just chip away, just hit the ball, fuck. Every Yankee is trying to fucking hit a 3-run shot when they get up there. Like Buddy's like fucking hacking at these things. Put the ball in play, fuck. For the record, the Yankees are 33-1 right now in the money line. 33-1. So if you put $100 on the Yankees right now, if you think they're going to come back, you'd get $3,300 back. And he pops out. No, is it? Oh, yeah. McCann makes a nice play behind the plate. Little flamer pop out to the dugout. Foul ball. Yeah, so the Blue Jays are hot right now, man. And like I said, they get the Braves tomorrow. Bolsinger on the hill for the Jays against Bartolo Colon. And look, the markets haven't caught up with the Jays yet. Jays minus 130 only. If you're going to bet on the Jays, I suggest take it now. It'll go up. The overnight lines, you know, the baseball lines, it'll be different in the morning here. Like people bet on the Jays. They'll be, oh, the Jays are hot. Fuck. Jays are minus 130. I imagine by tomorrow it's 140 type shit. 145 even. The Astros leave New York and they're in Miami tomorrow night. Or the Dodgers. Dodgers are in Colorado. I like to look up the stats and see the real numbers as far as how teams match up after they play in Colorado. But it's taxing. You're up there in the altitude and shit. It's far away from everywhere. I've noticed that teams have struggled coming out of Denver after. They're in San Francisco tomorrow night. From Denver to Frisco. That's not bad, actually. At least they're not going like coast to coast type shit. And of course, and big NBA game tomorrow too. Game 7, Boston Celtics, Washington Wizards. These two teams have played each other 10 fucking times right now this year. The home team has won all 10 times. That's hard to get in front of. God, that's depressing. I'm looking at my account right now. There's no late night bailout specials, guys. There's no late night bailout specials or anything right now. I'm looking right now, even on the international scene, it's Sunday night, everything's shutting down. Sunday night, international scene's the worst. Only the real DGens, and I know we do have some DGen Bet365 guys out here watching right now, so you guys know what I'm talking about. That's the... You know, you're like, what's going on in the international shit in the middle of the night? Sunday night, nothing. Sunday night, nothing. Like right now, look, it's 10 o'clock here, so the rest of the world, let's say the international people, whatever, man, it's Monday morning right now in China and shit, you know? They don't play their soccer games Monday morning at 10 a.m. They're back to work, fuck. During the Australian basketball season, they play Sunday nights. They'll play on Sunday nights. Yeah, you'll get a Filipino game on the Sunday once in a while, but they're pretty religious in the Philippines, so they're not big on Sunday shit. Once in a while, but it's really Monday there, Sunday here, right? Babano's betting on fucking Tijuana. Yeah, 2-0, 8 minutes left in that game. They're in the 83-minute mark. That's it's too bad. I would have jumped in on this soccer shit. We got Colombian soccer, whatever, man. They're in the 90th minute right now. That game's over. The Tijuana Moralia game is in the 83rd minute. We have the MLS 2, sort of the MLS minor league, USL Pro League. New York Red Bulls, LA Galaxy 2. They're in the 87th minute right now. And all there is, and there's a lot of it, and it's the only sport that I don't like betting on. And I don't mind betting on real tennis. But I don't like this shit. Like this fucking, ITF China F7 qualifier. Like, you're betting on this shit, man. You're betting on like fucking, there's video of this shit. There's no one in the stands. There's literally not one fan here at this match. You guys are on Bet365 right now. Click the Harry Borschier, Yuang Feng Li, ITF China F7 qualifier. Click the video of it, like on the live in-game here. Look, I'm not exaggerating. There's not one fucking person in the stadium. If you want to call it a stadium, like... No, sorry, my bad. There's 2 people. It's probably their coach, fuck. Like, there's literally 2 people. There's 2 ball boys. There's a judge. The judge is there. The ball boys are there. Nobody else is there. I don't even know what this is. ITF China F7 qualification. It's probably like the qualifying, ladder type shit, and there's no fans even. It's just sort of... Like, you guys are taking bets on this, but you don't take bets on fucking some other stuff? I don't understand you. Yeah, but for all my internationalness, this is the one thing that I always lose in. Whenever I just do these random fucking stupid tennis matches like this one, Jui Sheng Hung versus Sheng Hao Zhu. Like sometimes I'm dumb enough to, and I'll even look it up. I'll be like, all right, let's check out Chen Hung's record here. And I do a little research on them, and I always lose. So like when I say there's nothing going on now, there's actually about fucking, looks like there's about a dozen tennis fucking matches going on. But it's all fucking... real lowbrow shit, man. Like I said, there's no one even in the fucking stands. Oh, and there's volleyball. Asian Under-23 World Championships. Hong Kong versus Macau. Hong Kong are minus 3,300. Fuck. Holy shit, they won the second set, 25-3. Cortebia, Brazil on Monday night. This is the thing with this volleyball shit. You'll see wild swings in a number. All right, we'll take a break. So as you can see, we continue to tweak the production of the program. We've added the video. We've got some nice music going. We'll continue to add to it. I'm going to get a mic, but the thing is, with a mic, I don't want to be locked in. So, I'm trying to figure out, headsets aren't good, so I got to find a good headset mic, but a good one. But maybe we'll just get a mic and fucking set it up here, but kind of in an awkward situation. Matt Mingo steps up. And what's up, Mingo? You're joining us as we're about to close up shop. Not quite yet, but we're going to close up shop pretty soon. We've been here since 9 o'clock Eastern. Of course, the replays are very functional. We have to get Babano on Red Heat and Rage Radio this week. Maybe Wednesday night, Babano, if you're free. I'm a big football fan. That's my thing, but normally I don't panic in the off season. Like, I'm like, the season will get here when it gets here. And the wheels are in motion. Mini camps were this weekend. Here's a story here, though, about the Raiders. Raiders proposed timeline. Moving, of course, they're supposed to be in Vegas. First, it was 2019. First, it was going to be 2019. Then it was 2020. Then it was like, oh, it's going to be 2020, chill out, 2020. 3 years. Now, there's a story saying that there's a distinct possibility that the delay will now be 2021. There's no way in hell the Raiders can function for 4 years in Oakland now. Mingo just joined us. Mingo's from Montreal. He's an Expo fan, and we saw firsthand, Mingo. This year, whatever, it just creates an awkward situation where the fans are sort of in. Now, listen, if you're in Oakland right now, I get your frustration, but at the same point in time, you guys have been down this road before. You've been down this road before, and if I was a Raider fan in Oakland right now, I'd sort of be, you know what? By the time they fucking get to Vegas, like Blessing said it last week, like Marshawn Lynch is never going to take a snap, or Malinsky said it last week. Malinsky's never, he said, like Marshawn Lynch never going to take a snap in Las Vegas. Like David Carr will be around, but like the Raiders' window is now. You know what I mean? Like the Raiders in 2021, who fucking knows? The Buffalo Bills might be good in 2021 for all we fucking know. Shit changes. So it's kind of interesting. So like if I was a Raider fan in Oakland, I'd say whatever, man. Take them, fuck. You know what? We'll have them for the next 4 years. We're gonna have David Carr. By the time Vegas gets them, they won't even be the same team anymore. But the city of Oakland will have the Raiders by the balls now. And the city of Oakland already openly stated that the Raiders can go fuck themselves, that they've tried to work with them and the Raiders are just fucking pricks, and that they actually lose money with the Raiders in that stadium, and they have a bad lease and the Raiders, so fuck them. So it's 2 years. Like, the Raiders could opt out after this year if they wanted to. It's their prerogative. The Raiders could bolt after this year. They could go and play in San Antonio or whatever. They can go anywhere they want after this. But Goodell's like, it's a fucking circus. Goodell can't have these teams just, jumping around America all the time. So basically, like, if you know the Raiders are leaving you, it's like a chick. She tells you, I'm leaving you in fucking 4 years for sure. At some point, you're going to pull the carpet first, right? Like, if you're the city of Oakland, you're forced for 2 years. The Raiders could bolt after this year, but from what I understand, they're locked in. Like, the Raiders have an option for the next 2 years. So the Oakland Coliseum is kind of fucked. They don't have a choice. Like the Raiders can legally play there for the next 2 years, and there's jack shit the city of Oakland can do about it. Like unless they want to get sued and shit, and they're not going to do that. So, but the mayor and the stadium authority board in Oakland already came out and said the Raiders are fucking nuts if they think that they're going to fucking play after 2 years. Like they openly stated, we don't even like this fucking deal. They can go fuck themselves. And the second that we can legally get out of this, we will. Like we're not just going to get used by the Raiders anymore. So that's 2 years away. Now, remember Draymond Green then fucking went on a local radio show, Golden State Warrior player, and told everyone to boycott the Raiders, fuck the Raiders. Like there's a big fuck the Raiders thing movement going on in the Bay Area. People are fed up with the Raiders' greed. You know, people in the Bay Area are like, listen, we love you. Our stadium's a hellhole. We get it. But you guys are always trying to leave. So fuck off. Once and for all, fuck off. But the thing is, the team is good. So if I was a Raider fan, it's very similar to what happened in Montreal. Like we were good. You know, we were just a little young. It's too bad they were not a little better. The Expos weren't a little better at the end. But you know, if you're in Oakland, kick back, enjoy the ride for the next 2 years. Accept the fact you're Raider fans. The Raiders have always fucked their fans over. That's what they do. You know, whatever. You took the team back from LA and fucking back and forth and whatever, man. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. You know, Al Davis actually started out in LA. Al Davis started out in LA before Oakland, right? Like when he got the team, the LA Chargers. Right? So, you know, the whole LA thing, it's hard to bitch. It's sort of like the Rams. Like the city of St. Louis got fucked over, loses the Rams, but whatever. You stole the Rams from LA. So now they're going back to LA. Yeah, it sucks for you, just like it sucked for them before, right? Like it goes both ways, this shit. But now with 2021, it opens up a whole new ball of wax now. Like 4 years is a long time. And the crazy thing is, the Raiders are so fucking greedy. They're already taking money from people in Las Vegas. Literally. I think Football Observer sent them money. Like the Raiders are already taking money for Las Vegas, and they can't even get a deal done. And with it, you know, this is so ridiculous, this story here too. This isn't on the city of Las Vegas. It's not like, oh, Vegas is fucking up. They need 4 years. Vegas could do this like next year type shit. Vegas build casinos. You guys see Vegas. Like building shit's not a problem in Vegas. They can get their stadium done immediately. But like I said, the Raiders are locked in legally for 2 years here. Or for the next year or whatever. Like, so the whole plan was, 2-3 years. But now the story is 4 years, and it's on the NFL because the NFL are lazy. In order to approve a lease, you need full membership. This is in Vegas. Las Vegas Stadium Authority Board member says, in order to approve a lease, you need full membership. And the league has 4 meetings a year. Like, they're not officially in Vegas yet. It's sort of official, but the paperwork, legally, they're not in the league yet. So in order to approve a lease, you need to have full membership. And the league has 4 meetings a year. 1 in March, 1 in May, 1 in October, and 1 in December. If you're not approved by the May deadline, you're not up again until October. He goes, if we don't get approved in May, we would lose a full year. Everybody is dying to get this project going. Everybody just wants to get our guys to work. We don't want to miss this deadline. See, so Las Vegas is the one, like, they're ready. It's the NFL. What's your problem, Goodell? Why is everything so hard for you? The move to Vegas has already been approved by a 31-1 vote by NFL owners. The Miami Dolphins were the only team to vote no. I think they only need 24 votes, so whatever. Like, I don't know why the Dolphins voted no. Stadium Authority Board said he believes the two sides come to an agreement. There's been no get this done or else type of approach on this request from the NFL. But I understand, particularly from the Raiders' perspective and from ours as well, the city of Las Vegas, the desire is to get this moving forward. They're investing significantly in this community, and they have started to do that. And I wouldn't want to move too far forward if I didn't know that I had a deal either. I'm gonna fucking mess this thing. The proposed lease will run for 30 years and cover capital expenses. Yeah, the Raiders lease in Oakland currently runs through 2018. Those Raiders owner Mark Davis said he'd be willing to stay longer if the fans in Oakland want to keep them there longer. Davis says we have 2 more years of lease options in Oakland right now. If the fans would like us to stay there, we'd love to be there and possibly talk about extending through 2019. So, like, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, Davis, Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, he's like, see you later, suckers. We're moving to Vegas. Fuck you. Now he's like, oh, maybe we could talk about extending a deal. Like, so now if you're Oakland, what are you going to do? You can't just bend over for these guys. You tell them, fuck off, just out of the embarrassment to make them look bad. You can't accept them. You say, you know what? Tough shit. If I was Oakland, I'd tell the Raiders, you're on the clock. You've got 2 fucking years. Tough shit. You know what I mean? It's like your wife telling you, I'm leaving you, I'm moving, I'm going to marry another man, but his house isn't ready yet. So once the renovations are done, I'm going to leave. You'd be like, get the fuck out right now. So, like, if I was the city of Oakland, I'd tell the Raiders in 2 years, see you later, good luck with this. Well, where are we going to go? I don't know where you're going to go. Tough shit. Tough fucking shit. Go to fucking San Antonio. Go anywhere. I don't know, you can't play here. It's like Donald Trump's running the NFL now. Like, you know, didn't you guys fucking think of this shit before? Like I said, if you're the Raiders, you've told Oakland to fuck off so many times, and now Mark Davis. Well, if they're interested in negotiating, maybe we can extend a deal. You're leaving them. You're leaving them. You've told them. You just said, fuck you, Oakland. We're leaving you. We're going to Vegas because Vegas is cooler than you. And see you later, suckers. And now you come back? Well, hey, if you want to extend a deal through 2019, we'd be all right with that. Yeah, why do you want to extend a deal through 2019 now? Because you know that the Vegas shit's fucking taking forever, and you know you're fucked. Exactly, Babano. I would tell them, bye-bye, good luck. And just fuck the NFL that way too, right? You know, it just creates a headache for everyone. And then we're right back to where we started with the Raiders. Where are they going to play? It's hilarious. I don't think the Raiders would go to San Antonio for 2 years because that would just be a circus. That would just be a circus. Yeah, you're moving to Texas, you're moving back here, it would be too chaotic. It would make the NFL look bad. So the Raiders would need to stay in the area. But the thing is, they can't play in the Bay Area because people in the Bay Area don't like them. That's the whole fucking point. Like, they could play in San Francisco Stadium. That would be an embarrassment to the Raiders organization. And like I said, people in the Bay Area don't like them. You know, they're angry at them. That's the whole point. They would have to leave. San Diego makes the most sense. Like, who knows? You know, for an NFL league that's supposedly so well run and shit, it's really a shit show. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they said, you know what? Let's put the Raiders in LA for 2 years. You know, we'll put you in that new stadium the Chargers built, and then we'll move you to Vegas. I think it makes sense that they play in San Diego. We talked about it before. It's so fucked up, but the Chargers left, put the Raiders in San Diego for 2 years. Put the Raiders in San Diego for 2 years. San Diego and Vegas are pretty close to each other. And the city of San Diego would do it because it would be a fuck you to the Chargers. It'd be like, fuck you, Chargers, we got the Raiders here. And there's a lot of Raider fans in San Diego. And like I said, like, the Bay Area and Las Vegas are far, if you're unaware of the geography of it. Like, they're nowhere near each other. You know, like San Francisco and LA is like fucking 9 hours apart, man. It's not even like Toronto, Montreal type shit. It's like, it's far. It's 9 hours type stuff. So, LA and Vegas is 4 hours. So basically, you know, Las Vegas and San Francisco, Oakland is not the same. People aren't the same. The weather's not the same. They're not the same. It's not the same fans. It's not the same. LA, San Diego, Vegas is sort of the same. You know what I mean? Like LA and San Diego are an hour and a half apart. Like San Diego is basically a suburb of LA. And Las Vegas is only 3.5 hours from LA. Like people, LA and Vegas are interchangeable. Like, you know what I mean? People in LA go party in Vegas, San Diego, like whatever. Like, it's sort of like a little triangle of cities. Fuck, San Diego, LA, Vegas. So, it would make sense. You could put the Raiders in fucking San Diego. The new Raider fans in Vegas could go to the games in San Diego and become Raider fans for a couple of years. People in San Diego would just be happy to have an NFL football back for a couple of years. And they could go to Vegas after and watch the Raiders. But the problem with that is in San Diego, good call, Mingo. Good call. The Raiders to Mexico City for 2 years. Good call. That would work too. They get 120,000 people a game, man. I don't know if Donald Trump would approve that. That's a good call, though. The Raiders to Mexico City for a couple of years. The city of San Diego is an interesting story because it's a nice place, San Diego, and it's an NFL town. I mean, they had football there since 1956, fuck. Or not 56, it was 57 years, the Chargers. So, the Chargers have been around a long time, The Chargers have been around a long time. San Diego is a good football city, even though the crowd's mellow and there are a lot of visiting fans there and shit. But San Diego's an NFL city. NFL football should be in San Diego. So, the city of San Diego, they couldn't get the stadium built. They just couldn't do it. They're broke. They're fucking near bankruptcy. Like, they have no money in California. They spend all their money and shit. So, like, they couldn't do it, even though they built a baseball stadium. Yankees fucking too little too late, 10-6. They built a baseball stadium, so the Chargers were like, fuck you guys. You guys built a baseball stadium, but you didn't build a stadium for us? So they're like, we're sorry, we can't justify it. And you remember there was a big government there was a city referendum, and there was a vote, and the citizens of San Diego voted no to build a stadium. So the Chargers said, finally, fuck you, we're leaving. Now, I've been to that stadium before. I've been to a Chargers-Raiders game in San Diego, and the stadium does suck. Now, does it suck enough that you can't play there? No. It's not that bad, but it's probably the worst stadium in the NFL. Or along with Buffalo. Even Buffalo's better. It's like an old 70s. There's no good sight lines. It's old. It's a shithole. Fuck. Jack Murphy Stadium was a shithole. Qualcomm, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It was a shithole. And it's in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's the thing. When, the San Diego, their stadium, it really is, just on the side of the highway. It's just, the freeway, you pull off, and you go down this hill, and it's sort of like in this ravine. And it's cool once you're there. It's like the stadium, everyone's getting wasted outside the stadium and shit. And so it's a good time in San Diego. But it's not downtown. It's almost like Ottawa. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. People didn't like going because you're fucked when you go there. It's like there's one road out of there. Anyway, I'm sure there's people who have been to that stadium here in our chat. There's one road out of there. You're fucking trapped with the traffic. Like, literally, you're screwed. Like, it took us like 2 hours to get out of there after the game. Like, you're screwed. It's like literally one lane out. Like, there's fucking 50,000 people. 56,000 people fit in that place. Fuck, So it's a real logistical bitch, fuck. And people don't like it. So they wanted a downtown stadium, the Chargers. And it would have made sense, but they couldn't get the funds. So the Chargers bolt. Where I'm going with this is, it's funny how ironic this is. So the Chargers bolt, and then as soon as they bolt, the city of San Diego approves to renovate the stadium. So basically what they're doing, although they have a master plan in San Diego with this, and they were actually smart. They were like, we're not giving $2 billion to an NFL team. Fuck you. So they're actually smart what they're doing. And this is where, but with the Raiders can't maybe not play there, because I don't know when they're going to do this. I think like ASAP they're doing this. San Diego is going to bulldoze the fucking stadium. They're going to bulldoze the stadium. And they're going to build a new stadium. That will be shared by San Diego State football, and San Diego is getting an MLS soccer team. MLS is really trending upwards. It's a successful league now, so they're getting MLS in San Diego, and the MLS team and the San Diego State University are going to split the cost. And they're going to build a fucking beautiful, nice, state-of-the-art new stadium that holds like 43,000 people. Because San Diego State are in Alabama. They're not getting 90,000 people a game. So, but they can get, and, if you saw San Diego State played their games where the Chargers played, and it looked empty. They were getting 30,000 people in this fucking big football stadium. It wasn't a good look for anyone. And San Diego State couldn't recruit there. It wasn't good. So now San Diego State and an MLS team can have a nice new modern sort of like BMO Field looking stadium. But obviously it's football friendly because San Diego State are going to play there, and San Diego want to get an NFL team back in this new stadium that they have. So it's kind of fucked up that they wouldn't build a stadium for the Chargers. The Chargers leave, and a month later they're like, you know what, we're going to build a new stadium for an MLS team and for San Diego State, and down the road, we'll fucking, we'll feel out an NFL team coming here. Yeah, like even the Holiday Bowl and shit. Like we said, it's in a good football tradition. Oh, fuck. Ball to the wall, 10-7 now. But there's 2 outs. It's 10-7. There's 2 outs. There's a runner on third right now. Yeah, another MLS team. The mainstream will start caring more about it, Babano. Every MLS stadium is full. Every MLS stadium is full. There's not one team in the MLS who's struggling. Like, there's not one team that's struggling. Look at Toronto, TFC. It's a fucking ATM machine, that place. Look at the Montreal Impact. The Impact are getting 55,000 people to playoff games. You go down the list, fuck. LA Galaxy, major success. Seattle plays in front of 48,000 people every game. It's like a Seahawk game. They fill that stadium. They don't feel like the Seahawks, but like they're filled to the upper deck type shit. Like New York Red Bulls. New York Red Bulls fucking have that fucking stadium in Jersey. It's fucking packed. New York FC. These guys are getting like fucking 38,000 people a game, 40,000 people a game at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, Montreal is the shakiest one, to be honest. Like you said, Patrick, that's true. People like, only the hardcores go to the Saputo games. And then, the Johnny Bang, that's Montreal. Montreal's a great event sports city. That's why, and that's the irony of that too. No one wants to go to that part of town. Well, the Yankees are one swing away from tying this game somehow, maybe. That's the irony of Montreal, eh? Oh, we got to leave. No one wants to go to the East End. No one wants to go to the Olympic Stadium. And then Saputo builds a fucking soccer stadium right beside the place that is a big success. It's fucking stupid. Well, that's why, like, if you look at Montreal, though, and I've said this time and time again, if you look at Montreal, Montreal is a great event town. It's a passionate city. People are passionate. They're vibrant. But, they lose interest fast in Montreal. So, you look at all the events in Montreal that are so big. F1. F1 Montreal is massive. It's one of the most successful ones on the circuit. F1 is massive in Montreal. The tennis tournament in Montreal. The Rogers Cup shit. The tennis tournament is off the hook in Montreal. They sell out every fucking night. Even the Alouettes do well because the Alouettes only play 8 times, 9 times. It's every 2 weeks. They can get away with that. Like the Expos. The Expos that do well, the first fucking night, home opener, packed. Hot dog night, packed. You know what I mean? There's the game. Yeah, they fucked that shit up, Patrick. I don't want to talk about it. It breaks my heart. I lived in front of that lot. No joke. I lived in an apartment building right in front of there. Like, I saw it. I thought the stadium was going to be there. I was like, holy fuck, this is going to be the stadium right here. Like you said, it would have been a cash cow. The Canadiens being right next door in the spring and the playoffs, and just it would have rolled over into that. It would have just changed everything. I don't know. It's depressing to talk about it, but fuck, were we ever fooled in Montreal, and teased? It wasn't just talk of a new stadium. Like, they put a shovel in the ground. Like, remember the mayor was there? They put a shovel in the ground, and they're like, yeah, we're building a baseball stadium right here. Fuck. We're selling bricks and names, and remember? Like, that's what was so bad about it, that it was so hard. It wasn't like, well, we couldn't get a stadium deal done. It was like, no, we had the stadium. like, what are you talking about? What do you mean there's no stadium? You guys just had a big press conference. You just put a shovel in the ground. You just put a shovel in the ground. Like, it wasn't like, no, like San Diego, we couldn't get a stadium deal. It was like, no, there's a stadium deal. Everyone was on board. The government, like the province, fucking everyone. The mayor, the Expos, everybody was happy. Everyone was there smiling. They were there with their shovels. And it was right outside my apartment building. I was like, holy fuck, this is real. This is really happening. We finally getting a new stadium. And fucking, then it was like, well, I don't know, maybe not. And the company that owns the land, they're getting tired of waiting. And I don't know, maybe they're going to build condos. And another thing is, too, George Gillette, the guy that owned the Montreal Canadiens, he knew all this. He was a smart businessman, that guy. He was a hustler. He didn't even have that much money, and he ended up coming in and getting the Canadiens. Remember, he owned the Harlem Globetrotters, and he was a hustler. So he even said, You know, it was a long time ago in those days, and all these sports networks weren't like today. You know, there was only MSG in those days, or the Yes Network. Sorry, Yes, and MSG out of New York. So George Gillette had the vision. George Gillette wanted to create a new network. He was going to create a network called MSN, Montreal Sports Network. MSN. And he was going to syndicate it and sell the rights to it nationally and shit. And he put the deal together. And he went to the Expos, he went to the Alouettes, and he went to the Impact. And he said, listen, we'll be stronger if we stick together. The market's fucked in this city. But if we stick together, we can all succeed together. And this is the guy that owns the Canadiens. He didn't have to do that. He could say, fuck you all. I own the Canadiens. I don't have any problems. You do. He's the one that had the vision. He said, listen, I have the Canadiens. We'll sell the rights to the Canadiens games, like on this network. So this network will have the Canadiens as the flagship right out of the gate. Think about it. They would have had a television network with 82 Montreal Canadiens games, 162 Major League Baseball games, CFL games, and and MLS soccer games. And he told them, he goes, we'll build the stadium across the street from the Bell Center, and why don't you all play in the same stadium? It'll be cheaper, and we'll build a big stadium, and we'll have a big TV network, and we'll all be money, and we'll all win, and Montreal will be on the fucking map, and we'll have this big television network that'll compete. And, you know, we'll be able to sell the rights because people are going to want to watch Canadian games, and we'll sell it. And the Expos, and like, it was perfect. MSN, Montreal Sports Network, it would have been a powerhouse. Canadians hockey alone is worth money. Like the Canadians, the Expos, Major League Baseball, you know, it would have been great. And you know what happened? Saputo is all rich. Joey Saputo basically told Gillette, I don't need your money, fuck. I'm building my own soccer stadium one day. I don't need your money. I'm not in. The Expos were fucking, you know, suspicious of Gillette. And fucking the Alouettes were the only one. The Alouettes were the only one that told Wetenhall, great idea, we'll play in your stadium, fuck. Yeah, instead they made all the money off of condos, and the Canadians are still there. All right, guys, I could talk all night as I did last night for 8 hours, but I've got to pull the plug now because the grocery store closes at midnight. And it's 11:33 right now, and I've got to walk over there. Because if I don't, then I'm fucking screwed. My only other option basically will be a fucking gas station. Look, to save time, I'm going to put my shoes on to wrap the show. That's how I'm not kidding. And the thing is, it's Sunday night. They close at midnight, but they really close at like 10 to midnight. They get pissed off on Sunday. They close the doors early, fuck. I'm cutting this a little close. I wanted to get there around now, 11:40. Once I got there at fucking 11:52 and the doors were locked, I was pissed, fuck. It's like, come on, guys. I get it. You know, you close the door, but... Because if they only lock the door at midnight, then people are going to be in there for fucking ever, right? So I get it, but at the same point in time, if you're closed at midnight, you can't close the door at 11:51, buddy. It takes me about 7-8 minutes, I think, to get there, so... Hey, we started at 9. We promised 2 hours Sunday nights. We gave you 2.5. I would go to midnight if we could, but like I said, I have nothing to drink here. I got nothing here. Like, I got to go get some fucking shit, man. I'm fucking depressed now because I lost all my money in my book today. Fuck, I'm an idiot. Yeah, these Sunday night shows are fun. Once the NFL season starts, we won't do Sunday nights. It'll shift to Sunday mornings. So yeah, we opened up the door for people to give you a little bit of a free sample tonight of what we're doing on Sports Rage Patreon. We're going to lower the price next month. So you subscribers that it automatically get billed next month, it'll be $20. So that's not bad. I'm cutting the price by 33 fucking percent. All right, yeah, we got to run over to the store. Glamorous Life. I do appreciate all the support. You guys are the fucking best. Hardcore Ragers. I'm going to get some prizes for you guys and shit for the subscribers like I promised, and start giving some shit away. Getting some cool shit going. See you later, Andre, Loretti, Cameron, Patrick, Apathetic Bystander, my boy Mingo in Montreal, Patrick, who else? Dave. Jazz was around earlier. And everybody else in between. As we say, other than that, you're on your own. And yeah, 514. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do a show in Montreal again. Probably not in the summer because the summer's already here, but it was a few years in between Montreal shows. We'll do a show in Montreal again this fall or winter. Other than that, you're on your own.